SAS Survival Reality: How to Overcome Post-Traumatic Stress Disorder. I recommend you write a book about your experiences, and in my case, you upset people by telling the truth. The Ministry of Defense get your book blocked, get your publisher frightened off, and close down your printer. Some people don't like the truth there, so be careful what you write. I survive on a pension, a massive pension of £75 a week. I do this by supplementing my pension by growing things, and as you can see in the picture, I have chickens. These are 6 Rhode Island Red, free range, and I get 6 eggs a day. So that gives me my eggs for my breakfast. In this picture, I made this, what you call a chicken tractor. My design. I've got 6 chickens in this one, and again, I move it every day so the chickens are nice and healthy. They eat all the bugs and everything in the grass, and they chew up the old seeds that you don't want. So after 1-2 days you can move it, and you've got a lovely bit of clean ground that you can grow things on, which has been well fertilized by the chickens. So this was my design, which I knocked up welding, and you can see I've put like spikes on the side, and that was to stop dogs, because I lost my first chicken through wild dogs. So I stopped that by putting spikes on at the side. So these are my chickens. The eggs fall down if I open the door quickly, so you got to be careful opening the door and get your eggs out. And the chickens are quite happy in there. The chickens did so well, I decided to buy ducks. So these are my 6 ducks. They're only 2 months old and well over 1 kilo already. So I can either eat them or wait 6 months and they'll start producing eggs. The chickens are the same. After 6 months raising them from a little chick, they start producing eggs, and you get 1 egg a day off the chickens. I don't know how many I'm going to get off the ducks, but I'm waiting to see. A few more months and I should have duck eggs, and I hope to be able to sell them or eat them. My family like duck eggs, so there's my little ducks and the little shed I built for them and the cage. Now what can you do with ducks and chickens? Yes, barbecue them. So I made this barbecue. So there's 2 of my chickens getting roasted on the barbecue. This was my first rotating barbecue. What I made was a chain and sprockets, and used a windscreen wiper motor on the right hand side, which turns the chain nice and slowly so that the chickens get well cooked. These are big 2 kilo chickens. Took about 3 hours to cook on a very slow turn, but they were really succulent, to say the least, when I ate them. So we're not going to starve. And I've made it big enough to put 12 chickens on, 2 on each spike, and I can raise the barbecue up on the chain. On the right you can see the wiper motor blade motor, and that's all I use to make this. So that was one project which has turned out very successful. Again, if you've got no gas and electricity, I'm not going to starve, am I? That's the important thing. Survival. All I need to do is make some carbon. I've got plenty of trees. I can make my own carbon, and my family aren't going to go hungry, that's for sure. Another project I started on was this pizza bread oven. This was my second attempt at making one. My first one was too big. I could knock out 100 pizzas a day with my first one. So I modified my second one, made it a lot smaller. There's the fire going inside, gets up to 800 degrees Fahrenheit inside, and then I push all the fire to the back, clean out the front, so I can place my pizza on the floor. That's me putting my pizzas in, turning them, getting them ready. So ready to feed the 5,000, all my kids and family. There you are. One pizza ready and cooking. I could put a couple in at a time, but I'm a bit old, so I only do one at a time. I got the shakes, so one at a time is enough, and keeps the family entertained and into food. They all like pizza. This is me in the first construction. This is the first one I built. This is a really big one that I can knock out 100 pizzas in, and lots of bread. So I make my pizzas, and I make my own bread. I make my own dough. Everything I do myself, totally independent. If it wasn't for my bad legs, I could make money doing this. So I changed the design of the second pizza because I made the chimney come out the front on the first pizza oven, and as you see, too much smoke comes out the front. So putting the chimney at the back was a better idea. Tropical fruit on my land, bananas all the year round. Lots of bananas, 7 different variety of bananas, from big ones which don't taste so good to little sweet bananas, beautiful. So, and no poison or pesticides put on them. These are my dragon fruit, beautiful flowers. Unfortunately, the flower only lasts one day, but what a beautiful flower. And every insect in the world goes to them straight away and pollinates them. So I then get red dragon fruit off them a few months later. But again, no pesticides, nice natural fruit, and that's what I like. At the right hand side on the ground, you see I'm growing corn, so that helps supplement the chickens, so I don't have to buy much food. Morning glory is another thing I produce, easy to grow, which I have too much of it. But my wife's a very good cook, and she makes it with garlic and sauce, beautiful and very nutritious. Again, too much I give to my chickens. So that's the important thing. Keep growing, so you don't need to buy. And if you're going to access, it's the good life. I've got mulberry trees. My wife makes mulberry jam, and I make mulberry wine. I don't drink a lot, but it keeps me going all the year. And it took me over 7 years to build the house, but that's normal for a builder. When it's your own house, it never seems to end. When you're working on for somebody else, it's so done quickly so you get the money in. But I'm still working on the house, a couple of bathrooms, done the electrics using bamboo to make cheap lights, but very effective. So everything, try and learn and do yourself, from welding, plastering, bricklaying, plumbing, and electrics. You can do. This was my first effort at doing a little bit of artwork to make the bare walls look something. So this was my first attempt. Anyway, Lofty Wiseman, my wife can go in the jungle and bring out enough food that I will never starve. When you taught me in Malaysia how to survive in the jungle, I would have starved to death. I think you need to take some lessons off my wife. Anybody want information how to make things? How to stop post-traumatic stress disorder? Please write in the comments. I'm always prepared to help.